Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. So we'll just wait to see if anyone joins. I'll give it a few seconds and then I'll go ahead and just give my commentary and um, get out of here because I have things to do per usual. Peace, love, and light. Abundance, love, light, light, light. Joy, joy, joy to you all. So let's talk about this situation. I've seen so many different discussions relating to this Keke Palmer situation with the father of her child. And I thought I'd jump in here and give my give my opinion, right? If you will, shed some light and some wisdom. So I'm sure you all are aware that Kiki's, and let me know that you're here when you come in. Make sure that you hit the like button. Make sure you put a number 9 in the chat so that I know that you can hear me and see me well, and so that I know that you're here, right? And if you're here, you might as well support. Okay, so I see BB. Peace and light, BB. Girlfriend, how are you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. And I trust that you are very well too. Okay, thank you. Thank you for the thumbs. So let me jump right into this. This will be on replay for everyone else to see. So, as you all know, the father of Keke Palmer's child, her partner, her boyfriend, significant other, whatever label you want to call it, here, and excuse the noise in the background, you all. This is what it is in the Yucatan. Okay, so he expressed his disagreement with her attire while she attended an Usher concert. I'm sure you all have seen the dress that she wore, and it exposed her backside, right? So it's like a thong type of thing going on there. And the father of her child expressed, his disdain with her attire. And he's like, it's the outfit, it's the attire, that I have a problem with. And, he also stated that, she is the mother of his child and someone that he um, considers, to already be, his wife, although that they haven't made it official on paper. And that's not a way that he would like the mother of his child and someone who he views as his wife or significant other to represent herself and their family. And I have to tell you all, I'm in 100% agreement with her child's father. I don't think he said anything out of line, anything irrational. There was no shaming there. He didn't talk about her body parts and criticizing the body part. He's speaking about the way that she's representing their family, right? And so when we all go out, shalom, Deetra, welcome, good to see you. Make sure you guys put likes, okay? Make sure you give me a thumbs up. And let me know that you can hear me and see me by putting a number 9 in the chat. So I'm in agreement with Darius. I don't think that he said anything wrong. I don't think that he was being unreasonable. I think he was absolutely, correct, in his statement. When we go out, right, we have to understand, and understand that we don't just represent ourselves. We represent our entire family. We represent our ancestors. It's not just about us. I know we like to believe it, but it's not. It isn't. And I've heard people say, oh, well, he's not her husband, so he has no right to tell her, what she can wear and what she can't wear. Well, in order for someone to become your spouse, that doesn't happen merely on paper. Like, there's a process to even get to that point. There's a process of observation, and that helps you make the determination as to whether you want this person that you are with in this relationship with to be your spouse or not, right? So they've already put the cart before the horse because they have procreated. And this is no judgment. Again, I'm a mother, and I was not married when I had my son, right? So there's no judgment here. Sometimes there are things that I really shouldn't have to say, but I know that people are at different mental levels, and I have to make that very clear, right? So they already have a child, and they're not officially married, right? But now, the relationship is still progressing forward, and they're still having their experiences together. And this man is making observations. He's observing to decipher if he wants to continue to be in a relationship with Keke, and if he wants to officially make her his wife. So it doesn't just happen. You don't just show up one day and then sign a piece of paper and say, oh, okay, yeah, we're husband and wife. Like, it's a process. Everything is a process. That person becomes your spouse in your heart and your mind before you ever show up at someone's altar. At least that's the way that it should be, right? You don't just go out there and just pick any random person and say, okay, hey, let's go get hitched. And if you're doing that, more power to you. It's irrational, it's foolish, it's ridiculous. Okay, it just doesn't even make any sense. So normally you have this relationship, this romance, right, where you're experiencing ups and downs and in betweens with this significant other. And those experiences and how you progress through them and how you overcome them and how you deal with them, that helps you make a determination as to whether you want to make that particular person your spouse. It is a process. So he has a right now to have an input, because in his heart and in his mind, he is saying, I see this woman as someone that I would like to marry. But if this woman is showing her bottom to the entire world, it is something that affects me, it is something that I don't like, it is something that I feel is disrespectful, then that's not someone that I want to marry. It's too late that they already have a child together. So you can't take that back, right? So, but do I want, now that we have this child, we can't take that back. We did what we did. We brought this beautiful life in, but now do I want to make this person my husband or my wife? These types of things help to make that decision and that determination. And so he does not have to be her husband on paper, okay, to express how he feels about the woman that he loves and the woman that has borne a child for him, how she's presenting herself to the world. He does not have to be her husband to say that. He doesn't. He doesn't. He is the father of her child, and there should be a mutual respect. Mutual respect. I don't think that Keke would have liked if he would have gone out and he would have exposed his growing and had his growing, exposed. You see, then we wouldn't be getting all of this ridiculous commentary, this one-sided biased commentary, because people worship celebrities. And so they're the celebrities, yes men and yes wound men. That's what it is. We worship. Celebrity worship is what it is. All of this, oh well, you look good, girl. Oh, you go, girl. You live your life. She does look good. She is absolutely beautiful. She has gained, a lot, in the breast and the buttocks area. So she's more voluptuous, and that's a beautiful thing. I am so glad that she is receiving that well. I'm so glad that it's motivating her. I'm so glad that she is welcoming the extra, that she has been given. But that does not mean that she has to expose her bottom to the entire world, knowing that she has a significant other. It is very disrespectful. Period. Very disrespectful. Can she wear whatever she wants? Absolutely. She's an adult. She makes her own decisions. She pays for her own rent, her own mortgage. She takes care of herself. Absolutely. Can she do it? Yes. But just because we can do things doesn't mean that we should do things. I see people all the time. They go out and they buy a Land Rover and they have no land to roam. Can they do it? Yes, obviously they purchased the Land Rover. Does it make any sense? Absolutely not. So there are a lot of things that we can do that we should not do. And if you respect the man or woman that you are with, then you should care about how they feel about certain decisions that you make, whether it's about your body or not. Because, see, marriage is about making two one, right? So it's no longer about, me. That's what the whole relationship is about. You become one. The two flesh become one. Well, how can the two become one when one of the two or two of the two are still operating like they are separate? Like they are separate. See, it makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. So BB said, I wonder what made her want to do that. That is crazy. Well, according to her, she's saying that her body has changed, right? Postpartum, her body has changed. And she says she feels very much so empowered. And so that was a way of her expressing like her newfound in confidence, because she said she had issues with confidence. Well, you can express that in many different ways. You do not have to go out and expose your backside, to solidify your newfound confidence. Again, you're in a relationship now, you know? And if this is the way that anyone is going to go about a relationship, it's not going to last. You're going to have some problems. You cannot disregard the feelings of the person that you're choosing to be with. You cannot. You can't. And people are also saying, well, she was like this, when he met her and this and that. I don't know. I don't recall her ever exposing her bottom like that prior to. But even if she, dressed and she exposed herself, a bit more when they met, things change, people change, and I don't know if he ever expressed that issue with her. We don't know that. We're not around. We don't know, right? But she also met him the way that he is. Did she not inquire about the fabric of the man that he is? Did she not inquire about, his morals? Did she not inquire about the things that may upset him, that bother him? Did she not inquire about, how he would like the family unit, to be presented to the world, and just to be, period, not to put on for anyone? But what are his expectations? Did she not ask him, what are your expectations in your partner? What do you expect from me? What are some of the things that would cause concern within you, as it relates to my behavior? These are the things that you should be discussing with your significant other. All that bubblegum sprinkles and gumdrops and all that shit, that's for the birds. But if you really want to build a relationship on a concrete foundation, these are the types of in-depth conversations that everyone should be having, so that there's no type of confusion, you know. B Patton, welcome. I think Kiki is trying to prove a point to the people who said she was ugly before. But I agree with you completely. Wow. Okay, so again, coming from, insecurity, I know she struggled with acne, for a while. So yeah, I can agree, and I can see that point, and I agree that that's definitely one of the contributing factors. And she herself said that she had issues with confidence prior to becoming a mother. Baby, most people do take their time to marry someone, especially men, will take way longer than women. Absolutely. Absolutely. So everybody's making it seem like, okay, well, if they go to the courthouse tomorrow, oh, now you have now you have rights, to express, how you would like your significant other to present yourself, to represent your family. Oh, now you can speak. Now you can speak because, oh, now on paper you are her husband. That is absolutely ridiculous and absurd. It makes absolutely no rational sense. If you hear people saying that, it should cause pause. You really should be looking at them sideways, because I've heard people say that, oh, well, he's not paying any bills, and he's not doing. What do you know? You don't know what that man is doing. You don't know. You don't know what he's contributing to. He could very well be contributing. And just like everyone's saying, like, oh, a lot of people are saying, rather, oh, he met her that way. Well, she met him that way. Whatever it is that he's doing to support himself and to support his family, she knew that prior to when she met him. She knew that prior to procreating with him. She knew that as well. There's a this it's a two-way street. Again, I'm hearing a lot of biased commentary by celebrity worshipers. People worship these people. They are people just like you. They just happen to have an occupation that is in the public eye. That's it. But they're people just like you, right? So he has every right to make commentary on the attire of the woman that he loves, that he is in a relationship with, that he sees, and that he desires to marry, and who is the mother of his son. He has every right. She brought him into the fold by procreating with him. Further into the fold, you already made a commitment in making him your man, and then you opened up, the gates, and you let him in, and you procreated with him. That is a permanent bond for life. For life. And so to go out, right, and to expose yourself in that way with no regard as to how it would make this man feel is very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. There is no way of getting around it. And really, any women who are out here doing this and with this mindset, right? Just know that you are the reason that you may be unmarried, that you are the reason. Now, you may have some men that are totally okay with this. It's all about knowing your partner and knowing who you're in a relationship with. Clearly, this man is not for the shenanigans of exposing your butt to the entire world. He's not for that. He doesn't like it. He does not like it. And if Kiki continues to do these things that disrespects this man, right, and disregards his feelings, she may find herself single And it's nothing cute about being a single parent. It is a life of struggle. I don't care if you do have money. You can't be everywhere at one time. I tell you, my son is nearly an adult now. And I tell you, it's going to be such a great celebration for me because you guys, there was some times where I honestly felt like, how the hell am I doing this? I didn't push my son off on anyone. My son wasn't always at my mother's house or my siblings' house. That was not the way it was. I took full responsibility and I was a mother. I became a mother in my late 20s. So I wasn't, I broke the pathology of teenage pregnancy in my family. So even though I was a full grown adult and taking care of myself, it was extremely difficult. And that is not where I know Keke wants to be. She may thinks that, oh, I can do without him. But again, it's not just about you. And really, you may be able to do without him, but it's going to be a hell of a struggle to do it by yourself. It is not easy, and it is not the way. It is not the way that we should be bringing up our children. We need balance in the home and we need harmony. It is one of the main reasons why we as melanated women feel like we can't trust, because we're doing everything. We can't trust the melanated man. We can't trust the man, period, because we feel like we can he contribute in the way that I need him to contribute, or there was no man around at all, and so you feel like, oh well, because he abandoned his family, then how can I trust? And then you become overly masculine because you're doing everything. You're doing the nurturing, you're doing the mothering, and and you're in the cooking, and you're doing the cleaning, and you're doing the working, and you're paying the bills, and you're fixing things or finding someone to fix things, and then you're doing it all on your own, and then you become overly masculine. And so now your femininity is compromised. Well, that affects your child. It affects your family dynamic. It affects it. So this man was not wrong. He was not wrong. And if Keke is not careful, she's going to find herself as a single mother. And that is not what she wants for herself. It doesn't matter your economic status. Again, you can't be in every place at the same time. Goodness, I was working full time. I was in college full time, and I was in medical assisting full time, all at the same time, and being a single mother to my son. I was running on autopilot. I lost a lot of myself. I did. And your children see that. Some of the things that I didn't think that my son noticed, now that he's older and he's able to, articulate even more, he tells me, "Oh, Mom, I remember this," or when I saw you doing this, or I felt like you felt this way, or that you were sad, or that you were tired, or that these beings, these children, they've been here before just like you. They're very intelligent, and actually they're more spiritually intelligent and inclined than you are, because they haven't been corrupted by this corrupt world. So your children know. And not only that, it's not about whether you can do without him. What about your child? Now I can see if he, is if he's doing something right that is just absolutely like intolerable, then yeah, you'll have to make an executive decision, because that can adversely affect your family. But that doesn't seem like that's what's going on here, especially not with what we're talking about now. He simply said it's the outfit, though. He didn't have a problem with her going out. He didn't have a problem with Usher serenading her. He didn't have a problem with any of that. He did not say, "Oh, your butt, look at your butt hanging out. Oh, you look nasty," and all. He didn't say any of that. That's shaming. You see, y'all better be careful about listening to the media and them putting like these ridiculous, like irrational spirits on you. Because that's what they do when they're writing these headlines. Oh, body shaming. Oh, he's shaming her. That man thinks that that woman is beautiful, because if he didn't, he wouldn't be with her. He didn't say anything to that effect to make her insecure about her body. He's saying that beautiful body is mine. And I don't want everyone to see what belongs to me. I don't want everyone to see that. I don't want everyone to see the mother of my child's bottom. I would like to keep that for myself, to myself. That's not too much for anyone to ask. It isn't. Um, a man that would allow this is not committed to the woman. He will never be serious about her. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. These are, like, again, you're going through these experiences, trial and error. This man is he's in a state of observation. He is observing this woman to see if he wants to take it even further. Even further. He wants to see, should I wife her? Should I? And she's not, she is not helping him, making him feel like, yes, this is the decision that I want to make. She's not helping him, solidify a decision in her favor of being his wife. She's not. She's actually pushing him away. And all those people, all those celebrity worshipers, right? And all those people that are, bigging her up for doing this, they will not be there to help you. When that baby is crying in the middle of the night, they are not going to be there to help you console that baby. When you have a casting call or a photo shoot or any other type of engagement, Kiki, they not going to be there. They are not going to be there. Understand that, understand that, overstand that. Be careful. Be careful. There are a lot of miserable ass people out there, and they want to see you miserable too. There are people that will smile in your face, and all the while internally, they are hoping that that man leaves you. And then they'll be there and they'll console you for a while. Oh, you didn't need him anyway, girl. You gonna be okay. You a star. You're successful. What is success? It's how you measure success. And what is it when you have no one to share it with? You have all your money and your material things and your trinkets, and you're alone. Oh, what is the song? Who is it? Bobby Womack? What did he say? If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, babe. Okay? It's not cute. It's not cute. It's giving, I still feel a bit, insecure. That's really what it's giving. You don't have to expose your bottom to the world to celebrate your newfound security, your newfound confidence in your body. You don't have to do that. Skip, I don't understand how you can justify that type of behavior. It wasn't just the dress. She was starstruck and all that, not to mention all hugged up. I know she's, you know, I know the entertainment where you guys don't know. I used to model. Okay. I used to model. I used to travel between New York and LA. I used to model. I was in that world. I've dated some quote unquote celebrities. I've talked to them. Let me tell you, it's all a game. It's all this playful flirty. It's all a game. It's the entertainment world, and it's for entertainment. So people do a lot of things just for entertainment, and it's understood as being that. I think her child's father understood that it was entertainment. So his issue was the dress. And like you said, And Skip is saying it wasn't just the dress, the whole behavior, it was just inappropriate. And I can see that too. I can see that too, but I also know the entertainment world. I know that side. But yes, that can also be perceived as, disrespectful and not taking things, too far, drawing the line. So I understand that as well, and agree. BB said she's got a lot of video out. So this, including him, is to get a movie deal. Watch and see. I hope people don't sabotage her chances by criticizing her in public. She probably already apologized. Well, again, she did this. This isn't anyone else's fault but her own. If you're in the public eye, so whatever you do is up for criticism. That's a given when you're in this world, when you're in the entertainment world. So this has everything to do with her and her actions. She brought this on herself, no one else. No one else can sabotage. It's her. She decided to go out and wear this dress and expose her bottom. So the sabotage would have been initiated by her. Really, she's getting a lot of support again, but you better watch where that support is coming from, what their true intentions are, and ensure that they don't have a hidden agenda. And most often they do. These people don't really give a damn about you, right? They don't. They don't. They are worshipers of celebrity. So they are under mind control. And you don't want to be listening to people that are under mind control at all anyway. So I agree with the brother. I think Keke is a very, talented young lady. Um, she has some intellect. She is articulate. She's growing. She's still a young woman, and so she's still going through a maturation process in herself. Motherhood is one that will definitely speed up, and enhance the maturation process. So there's a lot of enlightenment that's going to come her way, because now she's opened up the gates, and she has brought life forth into this world, from her womb, and from her black hole. And so there is a lot of enlightenment, that is coming her way. And it is my hope, that they can work through this, because again, single parenthood is not where it's at. It is not. It is exhausting. It is draining, and it is not fair to the child if you can help it. Again, in certain circumstances, certain behavior, if it's abusive, if the person is not serious, they don't want to take care of the child, they don't want to contribute in any way, they have a problem, they lie, if they're a pathological liar, things of that nature, if they're just disrespectful, which I didn't see anything in his commentary that was disrespectful. If you're not dealing with those types of issues, you better work it out. You better work it out. So I hope that they can work it out and they can work through this. They really, not just them, but anyone who's listening, if you're in a relationship, I'm speaking from a place of wisdom. Okay? You need to start having these deep conversations. Get past the surface level stuff and start talking about the things that really help build a concrete relationship. You've got to dive deeper. You have got to dive deeper. It's always the representative that you're going to meet. You always meet the representative first. Okay, and so you have to stick around long enough to observe the coming out of the true person. You have to, and that takes time. That takes observation. But they've already procreated together. They're already saying that they were committed to each other. They're claiming each other in public, and so to get to the finish line of marriage and of a union, and to become one, You have to already be thinking and acting as one. That does not happen when you sign on a dotted line. That has to be in you prior to you solidifying it on paper. Paper is just a solidification of what already exists. So that commitment, that respect, that love, that consideration, that has to already exist in the hearts and minds of the two people in that relationship before you ever go to anybody's altar and sign any type of documentation of a union between the two parties. This is what you have to understand. Oh, wait, he's not married to her yet. Well, does he want to be at this juncture? The way that she's behaving, the way that she's disregarding his feelings? And if the shoe were on the other foot and he's exposing his growing, would she like that? Would that be acceptable? Where? I mean, come on, you guys. Come on. We have got to stop. We have got to stop supporting this death culture. This is death culture. This is not how we build and sustain a nation. This is not royalty. It's not. You know, we're it's the masculine and the feminine energy. There's always going to be attraction there. There's nothing wrong with a little playfulness or whatever, but don't go over. Don't go over the line of respect. Don't do that. Keep it in balance. This I don't think there was anything wrong with Usher serenading her. That's just a play. There's nothing wrong with that. But like Darius said, how are you representing me and our family? You are me and I am you. We are we. So how are you representing us? Your respect and love for me should always be in any situation. In any situation. Your respect for me should be evident. It should be obvious. It should be apparent. That's my man. This belongs to him. And of course, I don't have to cover up and wear dresses all the way down to my knees. No, we're not doing that either. We don't have to do that. And if you do that, there's nothing wrong with that. But you don't have to go to that extreme. Everything in balance. You can be cute and sexy. I love you know being cute and feeling a sultry, but there's a line. There's a line. There's just something, and there's an energy, you know what I mean, like just raunchiness, it just there's an energy. The same thing with all this twerking shit all over the place. Like the energy is disgusting, and energy doesn't lie. It doesn't lie. It's not done in like an artistic way or as a celebratory way. It's downright dirty and disgusting. It's raunchy, it's nasty, it's stinking. And I love to dance, and I can get down with the best of them. But getting out there and showing your womb, your sacred womb with these coochie cutters that you wear, and just shaking your ass for the entire world. For what? For what though? For what? Oh, to getting good with that celebrity that you worship, right? That's definitely in the lower realms, in the lower world. You shall know them by their fruits. I want that's how I want my sister to be. That's royalty. That's where we come from. Oh, our ancient ancestors, and of course they made their mistakes and they're not perfect, but they were in a better mind in many ways. Maybe not in all, but in many ways. That's not respectable behavior. Not in that way. Again, everything is about energy. And like I said, the energy is stankin' and nasty. That's what I have to say. So if you're in a relationship, understand, overstand, and understand that it is no longer just about you. You have made a conscious decision to join into a union, a relationship with this other person. That means that what you do should include them. It should, you should have some consideration for them, and what you do and what you say, it affects them. Your two energies. You can't possibly think what you do and say doesn't affect the other energy that's with you. It's ridiculous. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. If you think of everything like that, then you will get it. But because you're in a carnal mindset and you're on the physical plane only, you're operating on the physical plane and you're operating on the lowest point of the physical plane, which is your lower self, the underworld, you don't get it. You cannot behave this way in a relationship. And these are things that you should be talking about. Ask that man, ask that woman, what bothers you? How do you see yourself? How do you see this relationship? How do you envision your family? Are these things acceptable to you? Are these things acceptable to you? What's not acceptable to you? What hurts you? What bothers you? These are the things you need to be discussing. That way you can determine, hey, you know what? Do I need to stay, or should we just say our goodbyes and well wishes? Right? Doesn't mean you have to be enemies, but hey, I'm not for you, you're not for me. We're on two totally different paths. Yes, everybody came here to have a specific experience, and they all don't mesh. So you have to inquire, what type of experience did my man come here to have, or what type of experience did my womb man come here to have? And if they can't mesh, then there's nothing wrong with that. Have a beautiful life and experience and journey while I continue on mine. But our experiences, they don't mesh. But I bid you well. There's no wrong if their experience does not mesh with yours or line up with yours. There is no wrong in that. It's just where they are. And so the women and that are out here, and they, every chance they get, they twerking. I saw a video of women twerking at Ghana in the and on top of the dungeons where, you know, some of our ancestors were. It's like so out of place in context. That tells you the mentality of the person. They're not operating in higher mind. You're not on somebody's dance floor in a club. Like you you were in dungeons where your ancestors, or where some of the ancestors were kept. This is where they were tortured. And you say you want to twerk. That's what you want to do? That's what your mind told you should be doing there? Everything has a time and a place and a space. Everything. Do better. Y'all got to do better. Don't be under mind control. Remember, sometimes you don't even know that you're being mind controlled, right? Let's say you're doing something, you know, like me when I was writing my book, writing my second book, and I'm writing. And I noticed there were times where I would just go and reach for the phone. And I'm like, why am I reaching for the phone? That's that mind control. You have to be aware and conscious at every turn, because you know you're so glued to this device. You need to see, you know, what's happening and what's going on, and I have to stop myself and say, oh no, you need to focus. You need to focus. So it's those types of things that we need to be aware of when we're under mind control. When you are agreeing with absolute foolishness, just to be in good with a celebrity that don't care nothing about you, knows nothing about you, okay? Or to be in good with anybody just so that you won't feel like you're the odd one out, right? You're a people pleaser. So, oh, I need to go along with the crowd. Well, if you're a follower. You're operating in the lower world. You need to be aware of that. If you're afraid to speak out about truth, if you're afraid to use logic and reasoning, and you just want to do what everyone else does because it's the thing to do. It's what everybody else is doing. You're operating in the underworld. You are under mind control. You are not operating in your higher divine mind. You are not. And I'm here to tell you that. If you're only always thinking about yourself, right? You always thinking about just you, then you're operating in a lower state of mind because we are all energy. So what we do affects ourselves, the people around us. It affects our earth, the evolution of our earth. Did you not know that you reside in a sentient being? If you didn't know, now you know. God is a state of consciousness. There was consciousness first. Of course, chaos, subconscious, and then there was consciousness. You have to be aware. You're not acting in a balanced, conscious state of mind, in your right mind. You're not. If you are self-absorbed, if you are selfish, and if you do not know how things operate in this realm and in the higher realms, you have to know how they operate. It's not cute to be a single parent. So if I were Keke, I would sit down with that young man. I would have a serious talk, right? About expectations, you know, about the image and the integrity of the family that they have created together. And I would try to mend this breach. It is in the best interest for the both parents and the child. Again, if it can be salvaged, if there's no abuse or any other intolerable behavior. And we have to choose our battles and we have to choose them wisely. We're all changing, we're all growing. And if it's something that can be tolerated, right? And if it's something that someone can work on and grow out of and they're willing to do the work, then by all means do it. But leaving a man, discarding the man, the father of your child, because he does not want you showing your butt to the entire world is absolutely ludicrous. And anyone who's supporting that and saying, oh, well, just leave him, something that is wrong with them. And you need not listen to them. You need to get far away from them. Something is wrong with them. That's it. So if you want a relationship, you damn well better be ready for what comes with that relationship, because it is no longer about you. It is about two that want to become one. That's what it's about. That's it. She's adorable. She gives herself to the public, I think, very authentic and honestly. Absolutely, she is adorable. Absolutely, she's a beautiful soul. This is not to bash anyone. I am giving wisdom. She is all of those beautiful things. She really is. She really is. Beautiful soul, beautiful light. But in this instance, that man was not wrong. And if Keke loves this man, if she loves their child together, she would be willing to make some adjustments, because that's what it's about, compromise, right? But she's still talented, she's still beautiful. She's still all of those wonderful, beautiful things, and she's going through her metamorphosis. She's going through her maturation process. She will learn from this. She will. I hope that she does. I hope that she can see the bigger picture, the deeper message. I hope that she can, right? And I hope that she finds other ways to celebrate her newfound confidence without offending her significant other, right? That is my hope. It doesn't mean that she has to become this totally different person, or that he needs to control everything she says and she does. I don't get any of that, cuz that's not okay. That's not okay. He is simply saying, "Babe, that's save that for me. Keep that for my eyes only. Would you do that for me?" That's all he's asking her to do. And I don't think it's unreasonable at all. I don't think he's out of line at all. It doesn't matter what he's paying. People don't know what he's paying. You don't know any of that. And he does not have to be paying any certain bills. It's his family. He sees it, he feels it as his family. That's all that matters. That's it. All right. So if you guys don't have any other questions, um, thank you for joining. And until next time, you all be good. All right.